hey, we've got problem of the day. Let's take a look at that. Not as good as taking someone out for ice cream or dinner, but pretty fun here. A stock purchase of 1 or 2,000, actually, we're going to go 2,000 here today, yeah, has an average monthly increase of 3% for a year. After this point, it has an average 3% monthly decrease for another year. Ooh, this is a lot of stuff going on. What is the value of it after 2 years? Oh my goodness. All right, let's have the stock here. And we're going to see what happens. I see a lot of you are out there thinking, I guess they get back to 2,000. Can't wait to find out for sure. Let's see if that happens. So with this, let's take a look at the problem. And again, this is kind of a continuation of what we did in our last session, but we've got the formula once again for growth or decay. Now we're going to grow 3% a month, the first part here. So we start out with 2,000, and that's our principal, by the way. And then we've got to figure out, what's that rate? That rate is 3%. Now, let's just put a few little things here. I got jumping in the gun a little bit here. That we'll call P for principal. We'll say this is 1 minus rate, or 1 plus rate, since we are growing. And how long are we going to keep it in there? Since we're on a monthly basis, we're going to put this thing in as months, all right? Oh, it's going to last for a year, so guess what? 12 months in a year? Anyone can do math, right? There you go. So let's see what we've got happening here. P, I'll put it down here, little notes here. I got it, good room. 2,000, that's where we start. Rate is 3, I'll get it right, 3%. So we're going to put that as decimal with a 0.3, that's 3/100ths. Be sure you don't put 3/10. You will really make a lot of money, I guarantee you. Then you're going to lose it real quick too. Let's see from here, the time, we're going for 12 months. All right, so our T is going to equal 12. So let's plug it in here, see what happens. We have an average monthly rate, 3%, so there it is. And we're going to run that for 12 months. That's some good growth. That's some good money. So let's see what we're going to do. Let's clear out what we have here, and let's go to our calculator, because that's the best way to do this. Because this is a rather crazy, when you go to the, golly, the 12th power, whoo, in decimals, that's what calculators were invented for, definitely. Now, we're going to put that 2,000, we're going to multiply it. Remember we said 1 plus 3/100ths, that's like saying 1 and 3/100ths. We'll just put it together as one nice combined decimal. We're going to raise it to the 12th. And we're going to see what that lovely piece of information gives us. Gives us quite a bit of money. It looks to me like our amount is 2,000. Wow, let's just round it to the nearest dollar at this point. How about $2,851? Well, if you want to have 52 cents, you can have it with it, all right? So I don't want to rob anybody their money. So that's where we are at this point. That's after, what, 12 months of 3% increase. Now, see what's going on here? This is interest on interest on interest. So caution here, and we had a few people getting into this on Facebook yesterday in our section for this. It was great, a lot of discussion, actually a lot of replies back and forth about it. And when we did this, some of them said, well, isn't it just times 1.03 or 1 3/100ths times 2,000? Because it's a year. Well, since we're talking a monthly increase, now if that had been an annual increase, it would have just happened, we would have had to do it differently, all right, a whole different compounding effect, all right? But it's not simple interest, it's compounded, it's being compounded monthly here, basically is what's going on. So there's where we started, there's where we're in the middle, so we picked up, wow, $851, that's good. In a year's time, we earned that much. But what happens, let's do another version of this. Let's take that amount we started with now, not the 2,000, but the new one. We've got $2,851.52. But this time, we're not in the money like we wanted to be. We ended up with 1 minus that percent rate, which will be 1 subtracting, because it's a decay. We're losing money. Oh, yeah, it happens in the stock market, folks. It does. So here we go, and we're going to do that every month on the average. Dollar cost averaging, it's a scary thing. So let's go back and take our little problem here. I'm going to just do a little trick here. How about it? We're going to say second enter, and let's see. We've got almost what we want. I'm going to go back a little bit here. In fact, I'm going to just delete that whole thing. In fact, let's go to a different storyline here. Let me get rid of that. Let me clear. That's what we need. That's not what I wanted there. Sometimes it works. What I really want to do is just times. There we got the answer from before. That's what I want. And we're going to put in our new decimal, which is, by the way, 1 minus 3/100ths. That should give us 9,700. We'll raise that for 12 months. And let's see if we come back. How many are thinking out there it's going to be 2,000? You think, well, what goes up must come back down? Does it come back to the same place? It's certainly going to come back down some. Oh my goodness, we actually went under a little bit. Not a lot, but you end up a little bit at a deficit over what you started. And some of you are going to go like, how can that be? Well, we got to remember, what was our answer right here that we plugged in there? It was that $2,851.52. So we just picked up right where we left off and said, now we're going to lose for 3 months. And you say, well, Ernie, is it going to happen all the way that way? I think you need to try a few more numbers on that. But right now, I understand we've got some callers, so we're going to let that be our problem of the day. So let me put it back down here on the paper one more time, guys, so we all know where we ended up. We ended up this time with, what, $1,978, and I'll go chump change on it, 51 cents. How about that? So we lost a little bit. We lost a little bit. That stock market's an interesting place, isn't it? Start with 2,000, go to 2,851, then come back down for what seems like the same process. Yeah, it is. Subtract, but you started at a different place, which meant you were taking off more each month on that interest of interest. Ooh, kind of crazy how that works, isn't it? So, speaking of things how they work.